Hello guys, we are back with our next lecture. In this lecture, let us go through the next topic. Okay, so in the last lecture, we discussed about various protocols used in network layer, right? Yes. So in this lecture, let us discuss in detailed about IPv4 addressing, guys. Okay, so to be clear, IPv6 is not again in our syllabus, guys. I think previously in 2021 they have added it, and again in 2022 they have removed it, guys. Okay, so and I think there are no proper questions also, like in any kind of coaching also. I think they did not teach any kind of questions till now about IPv6. So if there are any kind of questions, I'll be sharing them anyway, guys. Okay, and anyway we'll be discussing all the PYQs. So if we get them anywhere, anyway we will understand the concept and we will solve them. Okay. Yes. Okay. So first let us go through IPv4. Okay. Yes. So basically what is IPv4 addressing? Okay. So and what is the need of IPv6 addressing? In between IPv5, is it there or not? So every question we'll be answering in this particular lecture, guys. Okay. So basically IPv4 is the first internet protocol address, guys. So basically it is a logical address, and it is a unique and universal. So basically if you take one address, so that address could be at only one device at any moment of time. Got it? Yes. Okay. Yes. So and this IPv4, okay, so here 4 indicates 4 bytes, guys. Okay, so what is a 4 bytes? 4 into 8, that is nothing but 32, right? Yes. So 32 bits will be there in it. Okay, so if it is having 32 bits, it is a 1 byte colon 1 byte colon 1 byte colon 1 byte. So we'll be representing in this way, guys. So basically the first byte could range from, if it is 8 bits, so it could range from 0 to 255. Similarly, the second bit could range from 0 to 255. The third bit could range from 0 to 255. The fourth bit could also range from 0 to 255, right? Yes. Okay. So these kind of representation, IPv4 can be represented in two ways, guys. So the first one is a binary method. So binary method is nothing but the same number which we represent in dotted decimal, you will write it in binary numbers. That's it. Got it? Yes. Similarly, dotted decimal is nothing but this number in normal numericals. So this is a 117, this is a 149, this is a 29, this is a 2. So it is nothing but 117.149.29.2. Okay. So now few students will be saying like, okay, so we got the idea here, but then what is the need of IPv6? Okay. So if you observe carefully, how many different combinations you could get, right? So it is nothing but a 2 power 32, right? Which is a 4 billion combinations. Okay, but these 4 billion combinations are already being completely used, guys. So that is the reason why they started working on, like, it's a few years ago, and I think most devices have already addicted with these things. So basically nowadays our mobile phones or our systems will have both the IP addresses. So it will have IPv4 and IPv6. Okay. Yes. So it was a continued from many years now. Okay. Yes. So basically V6. So now I think everyone can say, right? So it is nothing but 6 bytes. That is nothing but 6 into 8. Okay, so 6 into 8 is nothing but 48. So it is each of a 40 to 48 bits, guys. Okay, yes. So and it will be represented in hexadecimal, I think. So yeah, I think I am sure about it. And I remember it as 128 bits, guys. Okay, yes. Anyway, I'll be confirming it, guys, pretty soon, so don't worry. Okay, yes. So the main reason why they moved to IPv6 is so previously it was 4 billion, right? So now how much it will be, guys? It will be around 2 power 48, right? Okay, so it will be a lot, right? So 2 power 48. Okay, so it is in 2 power 14 so now. Okay, yes. So it's a lot, right? Yes. So that is the reason why they moved to this, and the reason why they did not create IPv5, because so someday that will also be filled, right? So that is the reason why, like, forward looking. So by looking forward for the future, so they directly moved to IPv6 rather by skipping IPv5. Got it? Yes. Okay, yes. So let us continue, guys. Okay, so I think it is not a 6 bytes, but I'm not sure about it. I think it is 128 bits, guys. I'm not sure about it. Anyway, I'll be confirming it while we are discussing the PYQs. Okay, so just to Google it if you want to know it about now. Okay, yes. So let us continue. So IPv4 is nothing but 32-bit number, which is a 2 power 32, which is having 4 billion combinations. Okay, so IP addresses are unique and universal. So the notations are two types, binary and dotted. So binary means it will be represented in binary numbers 0 and 1. Dotted means you will be in decimals. That's it. Got it? Yes. Okay. So now let us go through the concept. So basically these IP addresses are divided into multiple classes, guys. So basically these classes are based on few things. Okay. So first of all, let us start understanding. Okay. So any IP address will have two parts, guys. So the first part is a network ID and the second part is a host number, guys. So please understand, for some time you start concentrating, slowly you will understand each and everything will link to each other, guys. So slowly you will understand it, okay? So we are having network ID and host ID, okay? So if the total are 32 bits, if a network ID is n bits, so what will be the host ID number, guys? It is 32 minus n, got it? Yes, okay? So please concentrate now, okay? So when we consider class A, so there are total 5 classes, guys. So class A, class B, class C, class D, class E. Okay, so how we divided them into classes is based on the concept of network ID and host ID. If the network ID is 8 bits, it is class A. If the network ID is 16 bits, it is class B. If the network ID is what is after 16, it is a 24. So if it is a 24 bits, it is class C. If a network ID and host ID are not there, so basically it is a combination only. So these two are nothing but class D and class E. Okay, yes. So what will be the host ID here, guys? Here host ID will be 24. Here host ID will be 16 bits. Here host ID will be 8 bits, right? Yes. So now few students will be like, okay, so we understood the concept that based on these parameters we have decided. So is there any other thing? Because here I clearly told that both are same. Means what exactly do I mean? So based on some understanding, they divided them in this way, guys. So basically A will be having 0, okay, B will be having 1 0, C will be having 1 1 0, D will be having 1 1 1 0, E will be having all ones. Okay, so I think a few students understood what I am trying to write here, right? Yes. So basically, if this is our all possible combinations, exact half combinations which are starting with the exact 0 are given to A. So basically 50% of the network combinations are class A, guys. Okay, so after that again this half part is divided into 2 parts. So for 1 0, whatever are there, I gave it to B. Similarly, the next part, which is 1 this part I gave it to C. Similarly, again this part has been divided into further, which is 1 1 1 0, and this part is given to D. And later on 4 ones is given to E. So in this way we have divided it, guys. So now we are getting the idea, right? So how exactly I wrote these things. So first 0, then 1 0, then 1 1 0, then 1 1 0, and at the end rest of the place it is all ones. Got it? Yes. So now understand what is network ID. So it is 8 bits here. So means if 1 bit is this, what are the left out bits, guys? So 7 bits here. Similarly here it is 14 bits. How much here? Here it is 24 minus 3, which is 21. Okay, so here there is no concept of those network ID and all those things, right? Yes. Okay, so if 7 bits are occupied by the network ID, so the host ID is 24 bits here. Similarly, here it is 16 bits and here it is 8 bits, right? Yes. So now you got the idea, right? Yes. So that is what I have represented here in a clear way. Okay, so network ID and host ID, 32 bits, n minus 32 minus n. Okay, so class A starts with a 0 and including 0, it is 8 bits of network ID. Okay, and this part is a host ID, which is of 8 plus 8 plus 8 bits. Okay, in that way I have written it clearly. And if you observe here carefully, so I have written in terms of numericals also, guys. So basically here the starting value is 0 to 127, right? Because only starting zeros. So if a starting is 0 compulsory, like first bit is mandatorily 0. So from where it will start, guys, this bit? So it will start from 0 to 127, right? Yes. So if the first bit is 1 and the next bit is mandatorily 0, so it will continue from 128 to 191, right? Yes. So if you are having any kind of doubt, please let me know, guys. I think someone will be having a doubt. So what exactly do I mean is, so let us take the first case only. So it is 0 0, right? Yes. So the first value will be all zeros, right? So 8 zeros to be clear. Okay, and the last value will be first 0 with every other as 1, right? Yes. So what is this number, guys? So this is nothing but 0. And what is this number? So here and here. So this one will not be there. And what is this number? This number is 127. Got it? Yes. So this is what I was saying. So basically by like this you can write, or you can just divide it. So basically total there are 256. If I divide it by 2, it will be 0 to 127. Similarly, if this is a 128 numbers, so if I divide it into half, it will be 128 to 191. Similarly, 191 to 223, 223, 224 to 239, 240 to 255. So in that way also you can remember. Okay. Yes. So if you are having any confusion like that, you can cross check in this way. Got it? Yes. Okay. So now you got an idea, right? So if I give you a question like, so let me give you an example. So assume that I told you the network ID is 188.172.62.03. Okay, so with this understanding, what can you say, guys? So with the observation of 188, so where it is located? So it is located somewhere here, right? Yes. So with that understanding, you can say that this belongs to class B, okay, and its first 16 bits are network ID and the next 16 bits are host ID. So these things you can say, right? So due to this only, sorry, just for this only we will be using the classful addressing, guys. But there are few disadvantages with classful addressing, okay? So you will be understanding those disadvantages while we are discussing in detail about class A, class B and class C, okay? Yes. Okay, so I don't know how much else we can write it this much clearly, guys, because I wrote everything in a detailed way, okay? So let us start understanding, okay? So if you recall, what is the concept of a class A, guys? So first recall what is class A. Class A will look in this way, right? So first bit is 0 mandatorily, then we will have 7 bits of network ID and the next we will have host ID, right? Yes. So here indirectly 0 is fixed, right? Yes. So can I change that 0? It is impossible, right? Because I cannot place it 1. If I place 1, it will work as some other network, right? Yes. Some other class, right? Yes. So we can change those 31 bits, right? So if there are total 32 bits, okay. So if 1 bit is fixed, I can play with those 31 bits, right? Yes. So means how many different combinations can I make? I can make up to 2 power 31, guys. So 2 power 33, 31 connections in total, right? So all combinations. Okay. And remember one more thing. So in only class A, guys. So it is only the property in class A. In class A, all zeros and all ones, those two numbers are fixed. So what are those, guys? Those are nothing but 0 point all things and 127 all things. These two are reserved, guys. So they are saved or reserved, to be clear. Okay. So those are nothing but 0 and 127, right? Yes. So 0 dot something and 127 dot something. So that 0th one is used for broadcasting and 127 is used for looping. So what is broadcasting, guys? So assume that this whole thing is a network, guys. Okay, so if this device is broadcasting something, so basically broadcasting means it is going to send that data to everyone in the network. That is broadcasting. Got it? Yes. So if I send my packet to this address in the network, it will automatically broadcast, guys. Got it? Yes. Okay, so now you got an idea, right? Yes. So now if you observe here carefully, so how many bits is our network ID, guys? It is a 7 bits, right? Yes. So I can play with those 7 bits. So basically the first 0 is fixed, but the next 7 bits, I can keep anything there, right? Yes. So indirectly, how many combinations are there? 2 power 7. Among those 2 power 7, 0 and 127. So 2 combinations are reserved. So it is nothing but 128 minus 2. So basically 126 networks are possible because it is network ID. So networks are possible, right? Yes. Similarly, how many hosts are possible, guys? So what is the length of the host ID? It is 24. So the same concept, 2 power 24 minus 2. So even in host ID also we will save those 2 bits, guys. But remember, host ID will always remove 2 numbers because the same concept will be applied in each and every class. Okay? Yes. But this first part is applied only for class A, guys. Remember that. Okay? Yes. So 2 power 24 minus 2, the number of hosts in class A is this many hosts, guys. Okay, so I know few students are not understanding like what exactly hosts are, what is net ID and everything. I'll be explaining you, so don't worry. Once this part is done, I'll be explaining you. Okay, yes. So this many numbers, this many hosts are possible. Okay, host ID all zeros for network ID and host ID all ones is for broadcasting. Okay, so the 2 addresses which I have saved, so these are the 2 addresses. Okay, so now I think a few students got some basic idea, right? At least some terminology you are able to understand. Okay, so now let us go in deep about what is a network ID and what is a host ID, guys. Okay, so first of all, concentrate. So the first thing is assume that you are going to plan to run a company, guys. Okay, so at that time your company will have some system requirements, right? So if you are launching a company, you will be having some employees. So you will take some internet connection. So if you are going for a big company, like assume that you are going into the networking field company. So that at that time you will take multiple IP addresses, right? Yes. So basically what we do is you will take one network ID, guys. So assume that your company's network ID is 123. Okay. So if it is 123 is your network ID dot dash dot dash dot dash. So basically you can fill these 3 dashes with any numbers, right? Yes. So those are nothing but the host IDs, guys. So assume that in your company there are over 1 ones, tens, 100,000, 10,000, lakh, 10 lakh, crore. So assume that your company is having over 1 crore devices. So what you can do, you can assign them, right? So because you are having that many host possibility. So hosts are nothing but the number of devices that could be connected to that particular network. Got it? Yes. So now you're understanding, right? So what exactly I am meant by host? So basically, if I own a class A license, like class A IP address, I can host, I can give a chance for 1,67,77,214 devices. Is it a small number, guys? No, right? So I can give that many devices the connection of internet. Got it? Yes. So is it required for a single company? That doesn't make any sense, right? Yes. So that is the reason why class A is very not used. So basically it is not that much useful, because if you take one class A network ID, who can give this many connections, guys, right? If you are a telephone exchange, or if you are providing internet for a country or a state or somewhere, then it could be useful, right? Yes. Okay, so now you got an idea, right? So about the terminology. Okay, so the same terminology will be again repeated in class B. So let us concentrate again, it will be really easy. Okay, so in class B again we will have the same network ID concept and host ID concept. So if you recall, in network ID in class B we reserve 2 bits. Okay, so indirectly 2 bits are fixed. Okay, so yeah, 10 is fixed. Okay, so in total how many bits you can mess with, guys? So there are total 32 bits. 32 minus 2 is 30. So you can change those 30 bits according to your requirement, right? Yes. So 30 bits can be changed. So how many connections in total? It is nothing but 2 power 30 connections. Okay, yes. And here you need to remember is we are not going to save those 2 connections. So basically previously I told all zeros and 127 are reserved, right? But here from here on there is no reservation for them. Okay, yes. So all the possible network IDs, that is nothing but these 14 bits. So first is 0, first is 1, next is 0, and next 14 blanks I can fill with any numbers. So it is indirectly 2 power 14. So here I can give network IDs for 16,384 members. I can give the network ID. Okay, so now let us calculate how many host IDs can be given. So basically in each network, how many hosts can be there? So it is a nothing but this is a nothing but 16. So it is a 2 power 16 minus 2, right? So that is a 65534. Okay, so this many hosts can be in one network. Got it? Yes. So now rather than this is a reasonable number, right? So if it is a really good company, okay, so if it is a really good company, at that time this many hosts could be there, right? Yes, because if you take some kind of company like Infosys, TCS, or some kind of big companies, if they are running some metropolitan network, so basically if they are having multiple branches and all those branches are using the same network ID, at that time I can expect there could be 60,000 or 50,000 employees, right? I'm not sure, but I'm just giving a shot there. Okay, yes. Or if you assume that, you can assume it as a state population also, but it will be really less. 65,000 is really less, right? Yes. Okay, so basically all zeros is used for network ID. So basically in this also, in this 2 I am saving, right? I am minusing 2. So these are the 2 IP addresses. If all are zeros, it is network ID. If all are ones, it is broadcasting address. Got it? Yes. Guys, first time it will be a bit confusion, guys, because I also came from your level only. Like basically I also read this for the first time. I was also confused like a lot, but now as I study, repeat, revise it once or twice, it will be really easy for you to understand, guys. Okay, so the same concept is applied in class C also. Okay, so in class C the first 3 bits are reserved, that is 110, prefix and suffix. So it is 24 bits, 8 bits. So I can mess with the 29 bits. So 2 power 29 connections can be established. So if I talk in terms of networks, it is 2 power 21. So what is a 2 power 21? So it is 1 tens, 100,000, 10,000, lakh, 10 lakhs. So 20 lakh 97,152 connections I can give to networks. Okay, so those are the networks. Okay, and if I want to give how many devices are in each network, means 2 power 8 minus 2. Okay, so what is a 2 power 8 minus 2, guys? Okay, it is nothing but 254. So basically in each and every network there could be 254 devices, right? Hosts, right? Yes. Okay, so this is a reasonable thing, right? So if you are working in a college or school, there will be around 254 students every year, right? Right? Yes. In a single branch only there will be, like, right? Like if you combine all the years, right? Yes. Okay, so in this way you can take some examples, guys. Okay, my examples are not that much good, I do understand it, but you got the idea, right? Yes. Okay, so now there is a small funny question here. Okay, so assume that I started a company, okay, and my employee count is 275. I don't know why I'm saying that number, but it's just a random number. So assume that in that way. So there are totally offline working people are 275 members. Okay, yes. So now I am searching for a network ID. So if I am searching for a network ID, so can I take class C ID, guys? Because class C ID can only allocate 254 members, but my requirement is a 275. So I cannot go with class C. Okay, so what is the next option? So the next option is class B. So if I go to class B, I am taking 65,534 connections, right? Yes. So if you observe carefully, if I am taking this connection, that is a 65,534 connections. If I subtract my 275 employees from it, so I am indirectly wasting 65,259 different host IDs which are possible, right? Yes. So that is the major disadvantage with respect to classful addressing, guys. Got it? Yes. So here the host IDs are fixed and we are indirectly wasting. Without our notice only, we are going to waste them. Got it? Yes. So that is the major disadvantage with respect to classful addressing, and that is the reason why classless addressing has been started to use. So even nowadays we are using classless addressing, and classful addressing is never used, guys. Okay? Yes. So now let us go to some important points. Okay? So all hosts in a single network always have the same IP, same network ID and a different host ID. So if you take a small example, I told you, right? So in this company, if you observe, so assume that my first 3 bits are 129, sorry, it should be greater, right? So it should be in between 192 and 223. So assume that it is a 201.77.88, and after this, from here, from 0 to 255 there will be numbers, right? Yes. So these are nothing but the host numbers, right? So basically each and every device connected to the same network will have the same network ID, but only changing in their host ID, right? Yes. Okay, so that's what it is written here. So all hosts in a single network always have the same network ID and different host IDs. Got it? Yes. So always remember, guys, don't get confused with these terminologies, okay? Yes. So two hosts in two different networks can have same host number, host ID, right? Because this 0 to 255 can be repeated in some other network. So they could also have it, right? Yes. Okay, yes. So now everyone got clear idea with respect to that, right? Yes. So now let us go through some basic casting methods, guys. So basically there are 3 main methods of casting. So the first method is unicasting. So I am sending my message to my friend. So from sender to receiver, if you are sending a message, okay, so from sender to receiver, if I am sending a message, that is a unicast. Okay. Similarly, broadcast. Okay. So now coming to broadcast, there are various types of broadcast, guys. To be clear, there are 2 types of broadcast. Okay, so the first type is a direct broadcast. Okay, so direct broadcast is nothing but broadcast in some other network ID plus ones. Okay, so assume that these 2 devices are in the same network, guys. Okay, and assume that this is a whole network and these are some devices. So assume these buttons are some devices. Okay, yes. So now these 2 are in one network and this whole system is in one network, right? So guys, for easy understanding, let us assume these buttons as each device, guys. Okay, yes. So now what is a broadcast? A direct broadcast means if I want to send a particular message to every one of them, I will write this whole network ID. So assume this network ID is 128 dot anything. Okay, so at that time I will send that message to this. So what I will write here is 128.255.255.255 means all ones, right? Yes. So with the network ID, I wrote the rest all ones and I will send the packet. So once the packet has been received here, so this packet will be sent copies to every one of them. So that is nothing but direct broadcasting. So now you got an idea, right? Yes. Similarly, limited broadcasting. So limited broadcasting is nothing but, so assume this is your network and you are here. Okay, so if this button is you, so you want to send in your network, you want to send to each and everyone the same message. So at that time you will do limited broadcast. So when you do limited broadcast, this message will be sent to each and everyone. So the trick here is write all ones. So 255.255.255.255 is nothing but it will send the message to each and everyone in your particular network. Got it? Yes. And the last type is nothing but multicast. So multicast is nothing but to particular group of hosts. So basically if these all are in different networks, so if I want to send from here to these 2 guys, so I can send. So in that way to particular groups. So even if these numbers like white buttons, all I can send. Similarly for these blue buttons I can send. So in that way I can make some groups and I can send them. Got it? Yes. Okay. So now in this lecture we have clearly discussed about classful addressing, guys. So now I think everyone got at least some basic idea, right? Yes. Okay. Guys, I'm being 100% clear with you. So whenever you are working with the subject computer networks, so understanding it is really a bit confusing, guys, because explaining this is also a bit tough. But if you watch the videos like once or twice, or if you are having any kind of prior knowledge, you will get a 100% crystal clear idea, guys, because most of the topics are interrelated. Okay, so that is the reason why if you watch the course once, please watch it again in 2x, guys. If you think that I am teaching slowly like anything, if there is anything like that, so you can watch it in 2x and it will be really easy for you to understand. Okay, yes. Okay, so now you got an idea, right? So exactly about how this class full addressing is used. Okay, so in the next lecture we'll be going through the concept of subnetting. Okay, so in subnetting only I'll be indirectly explaining you the classless addressing, guys. Okay, yes. So I hope everyone got a clear idea on the classful addressing. So in the next lecture, let us discuss about subnetting. Okay, yes. So let us meet in the next lecture. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe for more awesome videos like this. Thank you.